Check. All right, you ready, Jordan?
Yeah.
What just happened to my Discord? Discord's been acting silly lately. All right, welcome in, everybody. Sorry, we are very late. I drove Tana to work, and she was getting off in her relief to come in to take her shift or take over the next shift. Didn't show up for 2 hours, so sat there waiting so we could come home. So we're gonna have to cut one of the albums tonight because I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going till 8. So yeah, that sucks. We're gonna start off with the Long Goodbye EP because they basically instantly reshared my post, so I can't let them down. So we're gonna have to pick one of the two albums to actually watch, or sorry, listen to. Either between Blessthefall or 1056 or whatever. Both are fairly popular. Everyone knows who Blessthefall is. 1056, we've done one of their albums before. About a quarter of the monthly followers is Blessthefall, because Blessthefall's been around for like 30 years. Maybe we'll figure it out in a minute when we get there, I guess. We'll do the Long Goodbye EP first. If anybody has any preferences in the chat, let us know. Real quick, go to my I'm streaming right now. We are streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. I normally don't stream on YouTube because I got copyright struck from A Day to Remember, but I mean, it's A Day to Remember, so you know, kind of a given. But my TikTok is temporarily banned from live streaming, so I don't want to stream on just one place, so we're streaming on YouTube tonight, so if anybody's wondering. But I've got that pulled up over here so I can make sure we're not getting fucking banned again. Bring this over here and we'll get ready to go. See if there's any goes for this. Bye. Fix the memory. That. Probably just. They have a playlist. Oh, chill out. All right. Oh. Don't have a. All right. Got it pulled up. Ready to go. Again, chat. If you want to let us know, I'll do it while we start. I'll put up a poll on YouTube and Twitch, and we'll see if anyone votes to decide if we're listening to Blessthefall or 1056, 1056. I don't know how you say it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Long Goodbye, the really long album title, To Reconcile with Death for the Sake of a Beautiful Ending. I'm gonna have to remember that one. Here we go. Jordan, give me a sound check.
Sound test. Hello.
Okay. Sounds
Damn, that breakdown was fire.
All right, here we go. Probably gonna say that a lot with this band. Starting off strong. A little bit of a, oh, yeah. Open palm mosh. Oh yeah, let me start this poll. Which album to review? This is on for YouTube. Blessthefall. 10, 5, 6. They're both the same exact length, so really doesn't matter to me. Put that on YouTube. Let me go to Twitch. Nice riffage. Dashboard. Create a new poll. Which album to review? I swear to God, we better not get a tie here. Blessthefall. Reminds me a little bit of, it might just be the vocals, but. Welcome in, Moo. How's it going? Reminds me of old Amir.
EP Amir.
Yeah. Also got some, oh wait, sorry, pause. Music video for this one, my bad. Even kind of looks a little bit like Brain. I do have one negative so far. The bass kick is very muddy. It's like It doesn't like pop at all. Whoa, HXLX727W. Thank you for the follow. Like, it's not bad. It's just varied. I want a little bit of a. Definitely some mirror in there. Is this band from the UK? I can't remember.
Yeah.
They're on the coming stripe, so it's like a 75% chance. Oh, they have the lyrics in the description too. Northeast metalcore. That doesn't help me. That doesn't tell me anything. Ads. They gotta be from what is this? Morton Vis 8900 E-Aper? I don't know what. Crooks Social Club Sheffield. That's the UK.
The mix feels like it's old.
Yeah.
Kind of like squishy down there.
Yeah, a little bit of like a smidge of like tape effects or like lo-fi over it. Very solid. I really like the rest of the drum kit though. The rest of the drums are really nice. Good toms, good snare. Good splash. bad news. We are tied right now in the polls, so need y'all to decide which album we're gonna review. We got one vote for 1056, one vote for Blessthefall. A little bit of a chorus effect in there. Kind of reminds me of that. We did this last week. It's when we were talking about that fucking band, the Isaac Hale band. Oh, so like all the effects were giving it kind of like it's called a heart in disrepair, and it sounded like it was like someone on like life support.
I miss you.
And then like a dial tone, like a flat line. A little bit of a double kind of thing going on there.
Back.
Yes. Hello.
Back.
Yes. Hello. 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 Are we good? Had a disconnect there for a second. I think everything's still streaming. Everybody, we're good? Okay, we'll restart the song. All my software says we're good. So sorry about that. You'd think having fiber would prevent those problems, but it doesn't. We're just having a great stream tonight. That's, you know. Starting late, disconnecting, skipping an album. It's great. It's a great night, everybody. But hey, we made it. Normally we'd cancel and just be like, we'll do it next week. A little bit of a more of a melodic song here at the end. As I was saying, if you're in the chat, make sure you click the poll. Help us decide which album we're about to review after this. Because we are tied right now, so. The Twitch one ended. I'm gonna do it again. This band uses a lot of like those like dissonance, those dissonant like chords. Should I vote for what you want or what I would? What you would. It doesn't matter to me. Amir vibes, yes, that's like exactly what I said too. Really love the melodic shit. Now I kind of wish they did more more of that. But that's how Amir was. Amir would have like two or three pretty songs. Oh, looks like Blessthefall's winning right now. Seconds left. This is gonna sound really bad. It sounded like he was like in the bathroom on that last, like the acoustics of that last scream. You know, you answer a phone call and you're in the bathroom. It's got a little echo. Yeah. Not to ruin it, but I thought it was great. That was a really good ending. All right. So that was the EP. Really short, 15 minutes. To reconcile with that, I'm gonna have to try to remember that while we do the mode. And since this is an EP, we're just gonna do the old format where we just take turns talking about it real quick, and then that's it. So while we do this, make sure y'all hit the polls to decide on which album we're about to listen to after this. All right, so Long Goodbye. One more time. Reconcile with Death for the Sake of a Beautiful. Jesus, can never remember these. Okay. All right, so we just listened to the new EP from Long Goodbye entitled To Reconcile with Death for the Sake of a Beautiful Ending. I think I got that on the first try. So now we're going to talk about it a little bit with my co-host Jordan over here. And we're going to just take turns talking about it each and then come back around and give you our ratings for our on-the-spot first listen unscripted album review. So we've done Long Goodbye before, one of their EPs from, I want to say, last year or so. Great stuff. I enjoyed that. And this one, you know, I really like this one a lot as well. It's again, when we do these EP reviews, it's a little hard because they're so short. And it's also tougher. I want to go ahead and throw it out there. It is tougher because the market for this type of music has, in my opinion, become saturated. The revival Angel Statue, you know, I feel like we do like one of these EPs a week. So it's, you know, it's getting harder to really kind of pick these apart. However, that said, I think it's not going to make any sense because I can't really put it into words. There is something about this specific band that it just feels different. It just feels different than all the other bands. I feel a lot of the other bands kind of have that sound to have the sound, you know. And there's, again, I can't put it into words, but there's something about these guys' music that feels genuine. It's just like with the way they compose everything. It doesn't sound like they're like faking it. You know what I mean? Maybe Jordan will have something about that in a minute. I don't know, but something about these guys just really has like a really genuine feel to it. You can feel kind of the passion coming from it. I think especially with that final track, that adding in those like cleans and everything, you know, kind of taking the title of for Beautiful Ending, it really gives us this like a really kind of pretty feel at the end, which I really love that kind of thing. Now I kind of wish they would do that during the whole album, but you know, that they don't need to. That's, you know, that's the thing. They want to write it there at the end. The nice little pretty thing really sets it apart from the rest of the album, and I like that a lot. I also feel there's a lot of this band that reminds you of like old school Amir. There's not really a lot of bands that kind of try to capture that kind of sound. You know, everyone goes for more like Poison the Well and all that kind of stuff, which, the Mirror, of course, used some of that, but a Mirror also had their own, a lot of those like dissonant chords, and this band uses a lot of that. And there's also some other sections in here that had some other effects, like some chorus effects. I think it was on the last, it was on the mostly on the last track, but there's like a intro to the last track as well. It was something nice. I noticed it was called. I can't remember the name of the track. Let me go up. Stupid. Yeah, a heart and disrepair, and it kind of like was like a double entendre because like the way the I had to pull that up. It was just like an intro. It was just like instrumental kind of thing, and it had kind of like a heartbeat with a kind of like a breathing kind of sound, but it was all like it wasn't an actual breathing sound. It was like music, but they made it kind of sound like it and felt like a person breathing on uh like a breathing tube, and there was like a heart monitor and everything, and then it kind of flat lines, but the flat line was also a dial tone. So just like a lot of like little kind of like cool things going on in there that I just picked up on. um yeah, other than that, I just like a lot what they did here. I like the vocals. The vocals are really harsh, but I think they work really well for the way they do it. And it's surprising because it's like 99% highs. It's all like those, but I think it works for the tone they're going for. Again, kind of sets them apart. They have a little bit of lows here and there. It's like just enough to get, give it like this little extra push. Um, Only negative I had for the whole thing, uh, which bothered me, was the bass kick was like very, very low tone, very, very a little too bassy. It was just like a boop, 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 boop. It wasn't like much of a kick. There wasn't I want that actual kick. Um, if that had more of a kick to it, I think it would have like uh brought it up probably a whole point. Um, so that was kind of a big, not big, but it was a distraction. It was a distraction for me. Um, Jordan will probably uh, have some their own points on that. But other than that, that's really my only negative. I think they fit in. There's like what, 7 tracks on here. Two of them are one of them's full instrumental. The other one's like a hype song intro. I think they fit a lot in here in 15 minutes, compared to some other bands that do the 15-minute EPs. So I feel like I'm gonna hold this to a higher standard than some of the other bands that we review when they do these EPs, because like I said, it is saturated, but I like what these guys are doing. So, Jordan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It it does kind of get into that territory of being a little bit of generic, you know. I'm a huge fan of this kind of stuff, but like there's also a certain way to do it, and I feel like this band does it a little bit better than some of the bands, like you said, because this feels it feels a little bit like a mini album, I guess, like just the way that it flows and it has like the intro and like the kind of like interlude before like the last song there. That and I think like that first track, like that intro track, it has like the kind of like dissonant chord going over it, and then the last song kind of brings that same. I think it's the same notes, like it's basically sounds the same, and so they kind of like bring it back. Um, which it goes with the song titles, how it's kind of the title of the album. It's just kind of broken up into two. So I think that's cool. They kind of added a little bit of more of like a full album feel to it, which definitely helps it a lot. Just because, like I said, it's kind of generic, but then also at the same time, they do some things a little bit different, like with the vocals. Like the vocals are very harsh, but like they're kind of in the background, and like they're kind of more like it's not like really the focus. I feel like it's more of just like the kind of complete picture kind of thing. Um, Yeah, that might also just be like the mix or something. It might not be on purpose, but it just kind of gives that feeling a little bit. A little bit more room to breathe, kind of like more atmosphere in it, than most bands that kind of do this. It does feel a little bit darker. Like this kind of has like a little bit of like, I kind of get like, I don't want to say like directly like invent animate vibes, but kind of like that with like there's like a little bit of extra like dark atmosphere kind of like in the back. Kind of, and the mix kind of like does that a little bit too. Like the mix is very dark sounding, and there's not like a lot of highs and stuff, so it kind of fits together nicely like that. Um, but that being said, I do think the mix could have been like a little bit better. Um, I would have liked to heard, the vocals a little bit higher maybe, um, just because they are so buried in the mix. But I say that, but you can still hear them. Um, yeah, I mean, just the vocals kind of were like the one negative for me. Like I didn't really feel too bad about the kick. I thought it was okay. I think it was just kind of like the overall mix and like the vocals that needed a little work for me. But other than that, I think it was pretty good. Um, yeah, like I said, it's kind of more of like a full album feel, even though it's 15 minutes. So, uh, finding a way to make it kind of stand out and kind of sit above every other band, that just kind of puts out 2 EPs a year or 3 EPs a year, and they're just kind of like not really full kind of products. They're just like a collection of songs for the most part. But this is a little bit more of a complete package.
All right. What would you rate this?
Uh, Give it an 8. It's pretty good. Not like anything super groundbreaking, not anything super like there's no super wow moment or anything, but it's still pretty solid for what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with an 8 as well. We were talking about going to a different grading scale last week, but due to starting the stream super late and not being prepared, in the normal 1 through 10 right now, I feel like it could almost be a 9, so it would be like a something with like a decimal in there, for sure. But it's close up there. It's really good. So yeah, 8. I'll give it an 8 as well. 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10 for Jordan. Um, so yeah, if y'all are watching this on YouTube, when on the video, leave your comments and let us know what you thought and your ratings, and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to come by our live streams that we do every Friday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time here usually on Twitch, sometimes on YouTube and TikTok as well, where we listen to these albums live and do our live discussions about them and record these videos. So yeah, other than that, Old Ed Mike signing off, reminding you, never too old for this. And we are not going away. That was just the outro to that video. So, okay. I believe Blessthefall has won. We have 4 votes. Blessthefall won 10-5-6. So, we'll go ahead.
Honestly, I would have picked Blessthefall anyways.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, it could be just like something completely different and sound like a different band, like Devil Wears Prada. But
Yeah.
I feel like they're not going to do that.
So I know we did 10-5-6. God, I guess that was 2 years ago. Jesus Christ. Doing this for a while. I do remember this. I believe this was the band that was like really like poetic. They had like super poetic like lyrics, but said I don't think it translated to the music. Maybe if this was the band I was thinking of. So we'll listen to a snippet, and this is what we are missing out on. All right, you ready? We'll go with. I usually click when I scan through these to pick an album. I usually click on the second song. This is what we're missing. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, looks like Spotify is not gonna work. So fucking never fucking mind, I guess. No, I don't want to look at my passwords right now. Jesus, what are you doing, Firefox? It probably like fucked up when my. This is what we could have been listening to. Oh, okay. You know. not bad. Kind of new metal-y, you know, a little bit industrial metalcore type shit. So, all right. Well, rest in peace, 1056. I apologize for tagging you on Instagram because we did not have time to do both of these albums tonight. So, Blessthefall. Here we go. School. They have a song called Mallcore. So 34 minutes. Let's see if they have a music videos. Blessthefall. Visualizer. Is it just a creepy house? I think house. They got a playlist. Rise Records like shit. No, gross. Get out of here. Out of here with that. Oh, they have a music video for that one. And this one. And I believe these are just, why do they have visualizers for all these, but they don't have a fucking playlist? Oh, hey, we can watch this one. I know this song. That's the one song. So I will give note. I've never really listened to this band much. This was just one of those bands I just was like, thought they were just like generic metalcore, which I mean they kind of are, but not in like a negative way. That's just, I just never really listened to them outside of that one song. So
Their first two albums are pretty good.
I did like
They're surprisingly very like riffy.
Mhm.
What they are.
All right, I'm just assuming they're gonna only have one song music video. So here we go, or two. We got two. 5 minutes. Okay. Only a 3-minute song. All right, we're gonna skip some. Probably at the end, maybe.
Yo, I was wondering if I can get a discount on this.
Dude, this is an
Nah,
off
you're
topic,
gonna
not
put
like
skits in
Goodwill.
here.
Hold on. Hey, you from a band or something?
Yeah, we're called Blessthefall.
Man, you guys' first album was pretty good. Kind of fell off after that.
Hey, open
Oh my god.
Venti caramel macchiato with sprinkles, no oat milk, extra ice, chocolate syrup, and make it diet.
I don't think diet's a thing.
It needs to be diet.
That's not a thing.
It needs to be diet.
Oh, he's delivering pizzas. We got-
What? The band just failed. No.
I have a band.
You?
Yeah, like, our shirts used to be on these walls.
What if they suck? What if they're butt raw? What if they're octane core? We're fucked. Okay.
They said
I'm just
octane
gonna
core.
invite 'em. You better not suck.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Yo, man, we got a gig.
Oh shit, hold on one second. I'm in a really cheesy situation right now.
Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking rager. We're getting the band back together. Don't be late.
Oh my god. Fucking music video sucks.
All right, guys, here we are. 2,500 square feet, recently renovated in the heart of Beverly Hills. What do you think?
Is there no way we can knock down all the walls and do more of an open concept?
Sure. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take this. Take my card. You guys talk it over, okay? Oh, dude, what's going on, dude? I'm trying to close this deal.
Got a sick party coming up.
Here, excuse me, can we expand the windows or do something with them?
Yeah, dude, fuck this. I'm out here. All right, I'll see you there. Cheers.
Where the hell are you going?
Play the
Hey, what's up,
music.
dude? Yo,
God damn.
we got a gig tonight. Gonna be a rager.
Ranger, where?
7:30
I'm
tonight.
just gonna skip that. Jesus Christ. They're gonna do it again, aren't they?
You're late. Get the fuck in.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like, you know. Slow down. Yay! Okay, next song. Fucking music video. Yeah. Is this that? So is this that Bo guy? But the same.
Yeah. Surprisingly, he actually screamed too. Very rarely, though. I think I've heard this song. I think it's random.
It kind of reminds me of, I don't know, the way they sound just kind of reminds me of like Blessed by a Broken Heart without the 80s. No, it works. Okay. God, why is with these fucking? The world is turned and help typical metalcore lyrics. It says something about drowning and the ocean. Starting a war. Let me go ahead and change my titles to just Blessthefall. We were kings of another time, building castles in the sky. But the dreams that you might find, they could be out to get you. Did we ever see the mark? Did we miss it? Are we swinging in the dark in the distance? I make good on everyone I say. All things are better if told. The world is turned and held me here. In a disgrace. Breathing the venom in my lungs, thinking of something dangerous. I try to walk away, I forgot the feeling. Guess I'm bad at giving up, always something pulling me back into myself. Never put faith in someone else. I was waiting for the end, I had a death wish. Now I got my hands around your throat, I got a death grip. I'm never letting go, I'll never lose control. I got a death grip. Breathing the venom in my lungs, sinking to something dangerous. I try to walk away, I forgot the feeling. Guess I'm bad at giving up. Also, so fair warning. I do have someone coming over to look at something, and they tried to come earlier, and I told them I couldn't. So I told them 7. So may have to pause the stream when they get here for like 10 minutes, unfortunately. I thought we would be done by then. I'll get a be right back screen that I can throw up and take a little break. This song was kind of okay. It was just a little. It was one of those. It was very modern metalcore compared to the last one. I think the last like songs had been more kind of just sounded like 2012 metalcore. This one just sounds like newer metalcore. This one's featuring Caskets.
When you crash into me, the pattern repeats. Say you won't, but you always do.
Pull up over here and I'll get a be right back sign.
Haunted by the things I never said. Let's not burn the pages yet. 'Cause if you run, will I still take you back? Tell me if you need somebody. Tell me if you need somebody else. And I can tear myself apart to rebuild what we had. But I can never be somebody. I can never be somebody else. I know what you're thinking. There must be a reason. You're in when I'm out. We've lost what we found. It's tearing me up when I'm dragging you down. You asked, and I tried. Too blind to see through my pride. We don't look, we don't hide. Things that make 'cause if you run, I'll still take you back.
YouTube. Be right back.
Tell me if you need somebody.
Go over here.
And I can tear myself apart to rebuild what we had. But I can never be somebody. I can never be somebody else.
Screen might mess up for y'all for just a second. We're still here.
You fall from me. Fall from me. 'Cause if you run, will love still drag you back? Tell me if you need
All
somebody.
right, we're still here. Don't leave.
Tell me if you need somebody else.
Setting this up.
And I can tear myself apart to rebuild what we had.
There you go. Look at that cute little gift. Featuring Alpha Wolf. Oh, is it gonna be a heavy one?
I hear their claws at my door, but I won't let you in. I fought this before, time and time again. I caught my flies, and the magic gets alive. She's an open slate, but I like the pain, so let it burn. If this is hell, then let it burn. There's no turning back. If this is hell, then we might as well burn. Just burn.
Their leads always sound kind of like Egyptian sounding. Like
Yeah.
Middle Eastern sounding kind of. Yeah.
Ah, there's Alpha Wolf. Is he singing about a wolf? Is that what he's doing? Tear me apart.
Will you tear me under? Pull me deep and breathe for me, baby. Drag me under. I'm yours to keep, so sink your teeth into
the Backstreet Boys kind of lines in there. It's probably one of the better songs on the album, despite me not liking Alpha Wolf. Write it down. Title track. No lyrics. I'll be right back.
I got that.
Coming back from the gallows, left me to drown in the shallows. Couldn't keep me buried under. You know they say the higher you rise, the sharper the knife.
Interesting little kind of a change up in the outro third chorus. So title track was decent. The Flame, is this gonna be a pretty one? Love song. Sexual, is it gonna be cum metal? Verb likes to call it.
Take my hand, now don't let go, and I'll be sure you never walk alone. And if I leave suddenly,
lot of the, it's a weird complaint, but a lot of the choruses are very like mid-tempo, kind of a little bit samey. Lots of songs about storms. I mentioned the storm a lot.
If you ever chance to light the flame, why don't you love? Show them that they won't forget your name. Why don't you love?
How much we have left? 3 songs.
To wall in your way, make them remember you are the flame that shines on forever. To wall in your way, make them remember you are the blade that never surrenders. If you ever chance to light the flame, why don't you love? Show them that they won't forget your name. Why don't you love? I took a long road and give it away.
See, I want more like two-steppy choruses. Kind of slow them down.
That song kind of reminds me of Scion. Just 'cause
Oh,
the
yeah.
blade.
Yeah.
And then I like the little at the end.
Oh, we do have a music video for this one. Hopefully it's not like the other one. I think it is the actual length of them. Emilio, welcome in. Said, love this drop. Very happy they came back with this. There's a lot of decent stuff in here.
Yeah, because their last album was straight up just fucking modern metalcore. There was like a lot of like electronic.
Yeah.
Started over. Can I get another second chance? You know why. Never meant to make you waste your time.
That's the story. I think that's story of the year.
Don't say we can make this better.
Jordan's not familiar with story of the year.
I know until the day I die. And that's it. I have one of their CDs. It was one of the ones that I found at Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah. Page Avenue. I think that's the one I got from Dollar Tree.
This one is In the Wake of Determination.
I don't think I know that one. I mostly only know Page Avenue. I mean, it's kind of like a story of the year song, to be honest. Less metalcore, more like, you know, that post-hardcore vibe. But I like when bands do that, when they have a feature and they kind of make the features sound like a full song.
Remember when love came easy. Remember it felt so right. Remember when love came easy. Remember it felt so right. How do we get back? How do we get back to the
Anthem of Our Dying Days, like my favorite Story of the Year song. So good. Here I am. Yeah, it sounded very much like a Story of the Year. 7 points. Let's see. You son of a bitch. Is that what that means? Oh, you're still a bitch. I was close. Go! I was thinking of Predator. You son of a bitch.
Have you seen Alien Earth yet?
We haven't had time. We started like the first episode. And that's as far as we got.
You're still a bitch.
Judo kicks all day, that's why.
I'm taking it back. The spark you stole from my life. And I don't wanna wait for the stars to realign. Can't keep wasting all
They're good at adding like different layers, like between like vocals and guitar layers, kind of make it like a full sound. I like that they do that. They've also had some pretty decent breakdowns as well. Not too many like fake outs or anything like that, or fake downs.
I'm taking it back. The spark you stole from my life. And I don't wanna wait for the stars to realign. Can't keep wasting all my time. Heaven shows around the corner. Leave me at the gates. It's a feeling I hold on to.
Yeah, how this band has a little bit more of a kick in the kick drum.
They should have said you're still a bitch right at the end.
Still a bitch. Last track. keep forgetting to add my G Fuel affiliate code to my outros on these videos.
God damn, I forgot their last album came out in 2018.
Oh yeah, I saw that on there. Year hiatus. Maybe all those jobs they were showing in that music video, that's what they were actually doing. They've been doing this whole time. A little fade out outro, the last track. Oh, how do I get out of this? Go back to the album. Give me 1 second. Let me check out the window and make sure this guy's not here before I start. All right. I don't see him, so I'm gonna text him and let him know that I'm gonna start this. I have a guy coming to look at some stuff, and I told him 7 because I thought we'd be done by now. Hold on. I tell him I'm in a work call, and it's kind of true. Okay. All right. I texted him. We're gonna bang this out real quick because I don't think he's here, but he'll probably pull up any minute now. So finish this. This in close. No, it's Gallows. Gallows. All right. All right. So we just listened to the new Blessthefall album entitled Gallows. So now we're going to talk about it with my co-host Jordan over here. We're going to take turns breaking it up into 5 different sections. We have general feel, flow and direction, production, weak spots, and track highlights. Then we'll come back around with our rating for our on-the-spot, first listen, unscripted album review. So I am a bit of a, I wouldn't even say a Blessthefall casual. I know like 1 or 2 of their songs. They're just one of those bands I never really sat down and listened to. I just thought, I don't know. I thought I was pretentious and thought they were pretty generic metalcore, which they are, but not in a bad way. But anyways, always like to just give a little bit of backstory. Um, so here we are with their new album, and I thought this was pretty good. I do feel like there's some bit of like identity crisis at times. There's a couple songs where it's like very modern metalcore. Um, but outside of that, I think the majority of this does feel like old Blessthefall, you know. Maybe not like 2009, but it still feels like 2012 metalcore, but in a good way. I think they really kind of keep a little bit of that sound. There's lots of riffing, uh, good drum work, you know, punk parts, all that kind of stuff. So solid on that end. I really like that. Um, I do feel some of the choruses can get little too um little too bland, a little too mid tempo. They kind of like slow it down. So they'll have like faster verses and then slow it down. It's just kind of like, maybe like switch it up, have some fast parts. So what they do on a couple songs, but I think, just some little thing that I kind of noticed. I was like, all right, it kind of just slowed down a little bit too much. But that said, I do think this is a band that has some decent like third choruses. Sometimes there's not third choruses, sometimes there are. And then sometimes when they go into those third choruses, they switch them up a little bit. One of the tracks that they made the third chorus like an outro kind of thing. So I appreciated that. So it didn't really get too stale. I think it had enough like fast movement feeling through a lot of the album. Like I said, great riffing. Vocals were pretty on point. The dude has a really nice singing voice. He was hitting like there was a part that sounded like Backstreet Boys in not a negative way. He had some good pipes on him. Drums were great. Bass was decent. I mean, altogether, I think it was solid for like a metalcore kind of feeling. Like I said, captures a lot of that old sound, borders into modern metalcore, but not enough. I'm very glad they didn't commit there. I feel like they did added just some touches, a little bit of the electronics, that kind of production to kind of like appeal to a newer thing. But I think they still have a very good old sound to them. So yeah, I thought this was pretty solid. Jordan, your thoughts?
I thought it was really good. For a band like this that's kind of just on like the more warp tour kind of side of things, like this is probably the best thing that you could ask for. A lot of bands, they'll just go to straight modern metalcore with drop F guitars that are too fuzzy, but this is like the complete opposite of that kind of. So yeah, like the way that everything is kind of like framed and how the album goes by, I really feel like they wanted to kind of like move their sound in like a newer direction, but it definitely sounds like them. Like they don't really like compromise their sound, which I think a lot of bands should, follow. Because it's very much still a metalcore album. It's got its very singy poppy parts, but like really whenever those parts come in, there's already so much other stuff around it that I don't really mind it. And so I definitely like this a lot more. It's just very solid modern metalcore without it being modern metalcore.
Yeah. All right. Production, I think, or wait, flow and direction. I think it flowed pretty well. Like I said, yeah, aside from the identity crisis a little bit in a couple songs, but I guess that kind of you could argue that it gives it a little bit of a breakup, here and there, with a different kind of vibe. So, not really a negative on that. First track. First track was hard to really tell because we watched the music video and that music video fucking sucked because it had like skits in it. So it was hard to like, we probably should have just listened to the damn song because didn't get a whole story there. But it was a very breakdowny. It had some really cool stuff in there. So you start off high energy. Like I said, there was a lot of good like punk parts throughout the whole album. Ended on a nice a little bit of a slower track, but kind of like an epic kind of feel, had a nice fade out and everything. So yeah, no complaints on the flow and direction. I think they pulled that off. Jordan?
Yeah, it's probably the best thing that they could do, kind of but then again, at the same time, like I feel like these songs are a little bit more, I don't know, cohesive, I guess, just because like there are like maybe two songs where it kind of goes more into like just the kind of generic modern metalcore, like actual modern metalcore, with like where the singing is really up front, and then you kind of have like some of those background screams and stuff, kind of like a radio edit kind of thing, like fucking kill switch engage radio edit kind of thing, where it's like it's got that really poppy forward vocal like quality to it, but it's still got like the instrumentation and like the really like loud actual like audible guitars, And so like whenever those songs do come, I don't really mind it too much, just because there are like plenty of heavy parts and plenty of like faster parts, to kind of like break it up throughout the rest. So I don't really mind it too much. So I really think it flows pretty well. Especially like with the last track. I think they really ended it off on a really good one.
All right. Production. I was thinking about it, and I don't think there was like I was gonna say there was no complaints, and there aren't. But I was gonna say it wasn't like anything mind blowing. However, I think they did a really good job with a lot of like layering. There was a lot, like Jordan said, during some of the parts, like when the pop parts come, there's still so much going around. Um, there's a lot of like different layering they do of different guitars, even the vocals. There's like some like light screams that they'll add in underneath uh some of like the clean singing parts. They're not like overpowering. It's like just enough underneath. So there's a lot of like little production tricks in there that I think they use that really kind of give it a really full kind of sound. Um, so I really like that they did that. And then of course, like I said, some of the electronic stuff that they used for the more modern kind of sounding stuff. So yeah, I think really solid on the production end, Jordan.
Yeah, production was really good. I really like the guitars. Like the guitars are really nice and punchy, and they're really clear. Like we keep saying it every fucking time we listen to a modern metalcore album. Like we need to hear the notes. We need that high end. You can't just have it super distorted and like super fuzzy and low. And like I feel like this album does a little bit better because all the songs aren't in the same tuning. They're all not like super low. Like some of them are like in a higher tuning than others, and so you really get that contrast, and you really hear the riffing really well on here, just because they do. And like even whenever they do have like those really like low tune songs, like it doesn't feel super low. Like it just has that like heavier quality, which a lot of the time a lot of people say, "Oh, tuning down doesn't make you heavier," but I feel like on those songs that actually did make it feel a little heavier, but it still sounded perfectly good to me. So I mean, having that balance and being able to kind of switch it up definitely helps things a lot. Like maybe if modern metalcore bands were to like switch up their tunings and like, play in higher tunings on some songs, like especially whenever you have like such like singy, like poppy bands and stuff, like if they added that in there and just kind of like brighten things up and not have everything so like low and fuzzed out, like it would definitely give it a lot more dynamics to it. And so I think they really did well with the mixing and like the production, the tones. My only negative was I feel like the mix was a little too dense, and like there were some parts where like specifically like some of the cymbals, like there's some like splash cymbals and stuff, like, and you can really hear them, but they're just kind of buried in the mix, and like they have a little bit of like that ride, bell, like ting ting kind of thing on one of the songs, and I was like I could hear it, like it's like right there, like kind of on in your right ear, but it's kind of like pushed back a little, and it's kind of buried by more like the high end on the guitar. So I think they could have, done something to help that a little bit. Maybe have just the cymbals be a little bit higher in the mix or something. just because I mean, you can hear like the most of like the tone from the cymbals, but it's kind of just like a very narrow like band of sound, I guess you could say. Like it's not really like that full of a cymbal sound, which I really like hearing cymbals like on albums like this. You know, I really need to hear that like crisp like top end from them, and not just kind of like the attack of it. You know, you kind of have to fill it out a little bit more, and I think they could have done a little bit more to do that.
And speaking of Jordan's only negative, weak spots. I don't think I really have any weak spots. Really, other than anything else I've said. Jordan, any extra weak spots?
No, not really. Like I said, like those middle couple songs where they do get a little bit chorusy and more poppy, like it's really not that bad, and I don't mind it just because there's so much more to listen to on this album. It's not just one thing, and I really like that.
Track highlights. Drag Me Under. That one was a really good one. Really nice riffing on that one. Some nice heavy parts as well. Fell So Hard. That one's the feature with Story of the Year. Drag Me Under. That was the Alpha Wolf. So both of the feature ones I liked. And I don't even like Alpha Wolf like that. So Fell So Hard, the one with Story of the Year, kind of felt like a Story of the Year song, which I just like when bands do that. Kind of center the song around the feature. Solid on that. And then the last track was a really good ending track. Jordan, track highlights.
Yeah, I had Drag Me Under as well. And then the only other one I wrote down was Gallows, but also really liked the last song. That was a really good album closer. Kind of a different thing. Like you don't really hear too many fade outs on the end of albums anymore. But they did it in kind of a way where they had like the screams still like going as it kind of quiets down, but you could still hear the screams, and like it had like a nice reverb, and it really gave it a really cool crisp ending, you know. So I really like that one as well.
All right, what would you rate this?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Mhm.
Like it's not like anything groundbreaking, but they definitely do modern metalcore way better than literally 90% of other modern metalcore bands,
Yeah.
than literally 90% of other bands that were metalcore back in the day, Devil Wears Prada, and completely changed their sound, but they really didn't do that. And it kind of reflects like in the first song. I feel like the lyrics were kind of about that. They're like, oh, they were more kind of like, oh, we're coming back kind of like thing. We wasted our time doing that last album, and then it kind of like killed their momentum, and it really gives that feeling. And so I think as a fan of like the first 2 albums that they did, with Bo, like this definitely sounds exactly like that. Like it really hasn't changed much other than like the production, some like electronics, even though they had that back then. Not as much as other bands, but it was still there. Like I mean, it's very much Blessthefall, so I really appreciate that. But at the same time, it's still got some modern stuff. So there's a little bit for everyone.
Yeah, reminds me of that Jamie's Elsewhere EP that they put out. Very
Yeah.
2014. But yeah, I'm right there as well. I've got an 8 out of 10. Really solid, captured, a lot of that old vibes, but like just puts just enough, not too far into the newer territory. So to keep it a little bit fresh. So I appreciate it. I thought it was really solid, great riffs, nice drum. Like I said, a lot of cool fast parts. You don't hear that a lot. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for me, 8 out of 10 for Jordan. Great job to Blessthefall. We appreciate the music. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment, let us know your ratings, and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to come by our live streams that we do every Friday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Twitch, sometimes on YouTube and TikTok as well, where we listen to the music live and react and review it and record these sessions. So that's about it. And G Fuel. If you like G Fuel, if you want some energy drinks, some energy mixes, or if you're not into caffeine and you want some hydration, use code Metalcore. That's right. I have my code is Metalcore from G Fuel, 20% off. So other than that, Old Ed Mike signing off, reminding you never too old for this. All right, we are still here. However, I have to fucking go because the guy's sitting outside waiting for me. So appreciate everybody for coming in. Emilio said, I think they follow their progression from album to album pretty well with this release. I see maturity and I respect it. Loving the takes here. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. We do this every Friday. Like I said, I've got to go. So appreciate everybody for coming. We will see y'all next week. Old Head Mike,